I think I've discovered the scariest thing in the world, and that is when you live your life on the internet and the internet doesn't show up for you in the morning when you get up to start working and stuff. What is more terrifying than seeing no connections available on your Wi-Fi? So I just spent the last 2 hours troubleshooting my computer and getting it to connect to the internet again, to connect it to the Wi-Fi. So this is everything is pushed back 2 hours today at least. Plus, it's going to get pushed back more this week, Fresh Baked, because this weekend, and today especially, is mine and Liz's 1 year anniversary. Happy anniversary to you, baby. I love you. A year ago today, we had our first official date on the Saturday after our Disneyland trip report. We went and saw Force Awakens, and that was our first actual date. So 1 year ago today. Thank you, Liz. I love you, baby. Moving on from that, well, actually, we celebrated a little bit of that this week at the park. Friday night, Liz and I had an anniversary dinner at Naples in downtown Disney. And that was pretty amazing, actually. I really enjoyed that dinner. We actually had a pretty fun night that night. You're going to get to see all of that, of course, coming up. You're going to get to see our dinner. We're going to get to see a trip on the teacups at night with some fireworks going off, sort of. And then this weekend, Saturday was an interesting day. We got to do a lot of things that are pretty unique to our visits. We got to go on the Lily Bell, well, in it anyway. But we had a really cool experience with the cast member there, Steve. We had a lot of great experiences actually this weekend with people, with the cast members, and there were so many muffins this weekend. I mean, normally we get a lot of shout outs as we go through the park, but this weekend was especially interesting. On more than one occasion, they were just coming at us from all angles constantly. It's pretty great. We I think it shows up in the video a couple times where it's just a fresh baked shout, fresh baked shout, fresh baked shout. None of them are like queued up. They were just yelling at us from from the crowd, those are the best kind. And as a matter of fact, I had a muffin ask me about how to approach us at the park on our website, freshbakedisney.com, where we have a form and you can talk to Fresh Baked, freshbakedisney.com. Go in there and register to our form. But the one that muffin asked, what's the best way to approach you guys? And I said, just approach us. Don't worry about it. I mean, if you can help it, maybe wait till we put the camera down. But I mean, otherwise, we don't care. We love it when people come on camera like that. But we met that gentleman on Saturday as well. It was pretty amazing day in that regard. And I guess the other highlight of this weekend is that we did get to go to I almost said Napa. We did get to go to the Red Rose Tavern this weekend. Actually, with thanks in large part due to a friend of Fresh Baked, Patreon supporter, top tier Patreon supporter, Evan Layton. He and his wife and his daughter were there at the park with us, and they shared lunch with us. Compliments of Evan. Thank you very much to you and your family. And they were able to get us, they waited in line a little bit for us, which was pretty great. So thank you very much, guys. So we got to go to the Red Rose Tavern because we probably would have missed it this week again if it wasn't for them, because the line, again, was enormous. So we got to try the gray stuff. It's delicious, in my opinion anyway, but we'll get to that. We got to try some foods we've never had before. I've never had poutine before, so I had that this past week. And we've got, stay tuned for our opinions on this, because the Red Rose Tavern was a surprise for me in some ways, and I won't say if that's a good surprise or a bad surprise, but stay tuned for that this week. And then finally, it was a great week for Star Wars Land updates this week. In all three places, we went to the Hungry Bear, we went to Big Thunder Trail, and we went to the top of the Mickey Friends parking structure. And in all three locations, we saw some really cool new stuff that we haven't seen before. And I'm really excited about the pace that things are happening, and we're actually getting to see visible change. And I know I've said that before, but I mean literal visible, like paint, paint and real things, and you can start to see the finish line, at least for the rivers, because that's supposed to be opening up in like 5 months' time. So it feels like we're getting somewhere on that, and I'm excited. So this week is a big update for that. So I think that's it for this week. I look forward to the 90 seconds coming soon. Not whole game coming up later. I'll tell you, the 90 seconds is going to be late today, obviously, because I'm behind schedule because of the internet thing. So we're going to put this out first, and then the 90 seconds, and then not whole gang, and then we got another. Oh, that reminds me. Now that I mention it, we still got more from Laramie's 4-Park Challenge at Disney World. Those are just kind of, we don't have a fixed schedule for for the Walt Disney World stuff yet with Laramie, because it's kind of it's different the way that his stuff gets to me and I get to edit it and the timing of all that. So it just kind of runs when I get it. But having said that, Laramie did not make it to the park this weekend, so we won't have Disney World updates for you this week. We might have a couple more up until Monday, I think, but we won't have anything coming up this week later on. So sorry for that, but he'll be back. It's just that Laramie, he works so much. He's working a lot of overtime right now, so it's hard for him to make it to the park and film. So we gotta, we'll be patient for the next installment of Laramie's fresh baked Walt Disney World adventures. Okay, I guess that's it, guys. See you next week. Bye. Fresh baked and stuff. Love you.